Alrighty, some of you guys are gonna get mad at this, but I'm smiling ear to ear. This is something I've always envisioned. I know I've probably said this about 50 times in videos, but I always wanted to have a organized like nut and bolt collection. And so I met these guys at SEMA. They didn't remember me, so I bought this full retail. So don't get too excited thinking I got this. This is a sponsored video, or I got this for free, because I didn't. The only thing I got was I said, hey, if I'm going to buy all this, you guys pay for shipping, because this is a whole lot of stuff. And I knew I was going to make some videos and share with this to a bunch of you who probably didn't really know this stuff exists. But generally, in every garage I've ever had, you start out with like a cup of extra nuts and bolts, and then you kind of spread it out into a bucket. I always had a little old school Adams little 1-gallon bucket with all nuts and bolts that I'd always dump out on the table and sift through to try to find a screw that I needed. And then you had to ultimately go to Home Depot, and then when you get to Home Depot, you bought 4 or 5 different ones, and the extra ones go in the bucket. And then over time, as you get older, your bucket turns into some sort of drawer or tray. And so I have a Milwaukee pack out with 10 different trays. And then in here, I graduated to like a little Sonic. I'll show you that. So then this is what I'm talking about. So you have nuts and bolts and some random license plate bolts, and I've got some Delrin bushings and just stuff that's you kind of accumulate. I bought some anti-vibration clamps because I was looking for different sizes, and so I did have this in 3 different drawers. I limited it down to 2, where I have these are Porsche screws and these are BMW screws, and so I've got a bunch of random stuff that I'll dig through when you lose that nut or bolt or something like that. And so what I want is some sort of organization system. There's a few companies that do this. Rogo's one of them. Adam, friend Adam LZ, he has a relationship with Nuts and Bolts, nutsandbolts.com, I believe. And so I wanted to get all these and try it out. So when I got the Levrack system, so this Levrack system here, what I'd envisioned was this. I envisioned having the Milwaukee Master Collection set up. And I still have some work to do on how I'm gonna stow all these tools, because I do have to be careful because I'll fall over because I have them all standing up. So I have the Milwaukee tool, my tool master collection here, and a few down there. Then this is the accessory master collection. So each one of these has all the accessories set up that are all labeled and organized. I'm an idiot. I should have bought some black bins, so I probably will swap this out and do some black. And then my drawers here have some have some longer stuff and some extra parts and pieces for my master collection. And then I have all the cutoff wheels here and abrasive tools for like Dremel, or the rotary tool. And so this kind of level of organization is what I'm hoping to have in my life, and to have it categorized or cataloged, so if something's missing, I know it's missing, just like all the tools in my cabinet. And so these other ones I've earmarked. So I was kind of experimenting with the idea of doing hanging bins like this, but I don't like how this looks. You waste a lot of space. And so that's when I decided to pony up the cash, and I wanted to do and set up these. So the plan is to set these up, and I'll show you what we got, but the little pull-out bins are all going to go in here. So that's what we have on this pallet. In normal Matt Mormon fashion, I bought way too many. I don't need this much, but I bought 72 individual bins. They have, I tend to exaggerate on catalogs. Like Lisa's catalog's 300 pages, it's really like 280. This one, their catalog is like 1,500 pages. So I took a weekend, sat there, and dug through the sort of the difference between their online site and then what they have in their catalog. And then I just kind of built a little spreadsheet of, actually, they have a wish list. And so I added to the wish list. So I had catalog on one screen and then had the wish list on the other. And so when I saw something in the catalog that I thought I wanted, then I would put it in the wish list, and then it added up, and I ended up with 72 different little bins, or little assortments, I guess they call these. This is about about 15 G's worth of nuts and bolts. Now, huge initial investment. Theoretically, I'll have this for the rest of my life. And then what you do is you use Fasteners, then you just go on their site and you order. And this, I totally get, like I have no business having this, but I'm working on frickin' cars all the darn time. I want to have nuts and bolts here on the shelf. You know, chances are I'll have this giant thing, and the one that I need I won't have, but the point is to have whatever I need whenever I need it. There's something about, to me, the pursuit of, not so much the pursuit of, you know, mechanical stuff, but to me it's the pursuit of, how should I say it? It's about the user experience. That's the word I'm looking for. That's the justification I'm using. But the whole, you don't even use your tools is a bunch of nonsense. I freaking use my tools all the time. So these are the bin holders. So when you buy like 6 of these, you get 1 holder free. And so the only thing that stinks, you know, let's see here, is that these are like 15¼ wide and my Levrack is 30 inches wide. So I was wanting to put these side by side, and I'm not gonna be able to do that. I'm gonna have to do it one at a time. And so this is where we'll put the assortment here. So it'll go, each one of them will go there, and then what I'll do, I think, let's see what the bottom looks like. Yeah, so I'll probably bolt this to the shelf. We'll see. And by me, I mean Mike. Yeah. Now, in my dreams, I had one of these, right? In the current inception life that I live, there are many more layers to those dreams that I never even thought possible. And I can justify this by saying, hey, you know, someday I'd probably like to sell this stuff and provide people hopefully some value by choosing, you know, what are the assortments that I use the most. And then maybe just turning people on to companies like this. And so the justification I have is that since I may be selling this, I might as well get it all. So I'm going to open these all up here, and then we'll get to the assortments here in a minute. Okay, this is where the fun part starts. So I ordered all the small version because there's a small and large. Now they hold the same amount of stuff. So I figured I'd rather have it a little bit more compact so that, so like this is zip ties. So this is stupid. You know, you can buy zip ties at Home Depot for nothing, but I want my zip ties organized and I want to know when I need to reorder. So this, yeah, I love that. It's just simple. It's the simple things that motivate me. So I think the manufacturer of all this stuff, somebody had posted this that in one of the videos when I was talking about it, a company's Durham Manufacturing that makes all of these containers. But you know, Rogo's doing all the work for all of the parts and pieces. So what's going to take me all night here is figuring out how I want to put these together. Ooh, yeah. Again, you can get all this stuff anywhere, but I want it all nice and neat and organized like that. So I'm happy to pay a service to do this for me. And then all these, you can go right to their website, type in the number, and order more. So, you know, obviously this is for a shop, but for me, this just makes it easier to catalog and make sure I have everything. And we can go in and order replacements every once in a while. And so the concept is I'm going to put these all in our little holders, and the holders are going to go in our Levrack, which to me, that's what Levrack is all about, is having not a bunch of junk, but having an organized structure to it. And this you could certainly do on your own, but it would be a whole lot harder than just going on Rogo's site. And yeah, I'm paying more for all these parts and pieces than I would if I would bought it individually. But they did all the work for me, so I don't have to. Yeah. Oh, these are the ones they talked me into, these new, what do they call these things? Yeah, OptiClear electrical terminals. Almost smashed my finger. So these terminals, they talked me into getting this one. So they're crimp type terminals. Sweet. I cannot explain to you how happy this makes me. Look at this. Other than it's yellow. But it's going to be in my Levrack. Look at that. I love it. I love it so much. I know I'm a psychopath, but I don't care. I don't care what you say. This is the dream right here.
Tell me you ordered a BMW body.
Oh yeah, there's a BMW body fasteners box. I'll show you. I got all kinds of good stuff here. This one is O-rings, neoprene O-ring kit. You never know when you're gonna need an O-ring for something. Boom. I love it. I'll just keep going down like this. Maybe they kept some sort of organization structure to this and keeping the categories together. All right, where do we go next? What do we do next? So many possibilities. And it's like Christmas morning, I'm making a big mess. See what this one looks like. Yep. Love it. Now this is gonna want to make me go on their site and like fill all these things up. Spend another $15,000. I think the O-rings belong in a different spot. Leave this electrical. Fender washers. This is what I'm excited about. Having all different sizes. These are the zinc ones. Heavy duty version. So I figured like something like this was probably like 150 bucks, something like that. It's a whole lot of packaging. I thought they would have just thrown this all together in one big pile. Nice. So all these, they all have a number. Or you can go to the assortment page, and below the assortment page you can just, you know, add quantity to your cart. It's kind of like what I wanted to do with Milwaukee accessories. It's a good example. This is so stupid. It's so stupid, but so cool at the same time. Square drive pan screws, pan head screws. This is all automotive focused. At my house is where I'd like to find a company that does, or I may just buy something like these empty and set up lag screws and all that stuff that you would use around the house more often. All different types of retaining clips. Honda, GM, Honda, Nissan. Guess this means I need to buy another Honda.
fasteners.
All right, so we got it all unboxed, all out here, kind of semi-organized, and then I was working on the whatever this thing's called, the Levrack, working on shelf placement. And the thing that I like, or the idea here, is that I put the holders for our blue bins, you know, for your bin holders. So we have this room next to it. And so I ordered some more of these, but we're gonna put 2 holders behind each. And that way I can hang, you know, different bins, or, you know, if I wanted to put car parts or detailing stuff. So that way we're not wasting half of the darn shelf, and then I have an extra one. So we're gonna do 4 vertically in 3 different cabinets, which I have the room to do, which I plan to do. And then in order to make this work so that you can open it, we have to bring it out flush with the front, because if you wanted to be able to open up each container and look what's inside without having to, you know, take it out, obviously you're gonna have to take out the upper ones. Instead of pushing it all the way back like I was planning on doing, keeping it out front makes sense. And so Mike's putting a little VHB on the back side, and then we're flushing it up with the front, and that way it'll stay in place as we roll this back and forth and pull on it. Same thing with these. Now these will stay in place as you roll it. And so I'm gonna do the same thing here, and the same thing here, and then I'll probably come back to you tomorrow when I'm done with all this, and then I'll start. What I'm planning to do is the ones that I use most are gonna go in the middle where it's easily accessible. The stuff that we use the least will be up the highest or the lowest, and that's the plan. So we'll have a super functional setup inside of the Levrack, and once you put all of the, you know, weight evenly distributed, it rolls just the same as if it had no weight in it. So it's gonna be pretty cool.